Jets fans, we have to have a conversation because Rich Cimini of ESPN, Jets Insider, just came out with an article today talking about a potential move that the New York Jets can make heading into the NFL draft that will shock everybody in Jets land, which includes a potential trade of Breece Hall and drafting of Ashton Jeanty with the 7th overall pick. I'm going to share my thoughts of this rumor and the speculation of if this is a smart or a bad idea by Aaron Glenn and Darren Mougey if they actually consider this, but I definitely want to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments right now. Would you consider the New York Jets doing this? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to Jets Media if you're new. Let's get straight into business. So I'll link the ESPN article down below if you want to check it out for yourself. But basically, I'll quote what Rich had to say. He says, Hall is a gifted player who would attract interest if dangled in trade talks. Perhaps the Jets would consider moving him if Boise State star Ashton Jeanty is available with the 7th overall pick in the 2025 NFL draft. So the first thing we have to notice is this. Number one, this is pure speculation, right? There's no report saying that the Jets are interested in doing this. We heard Aaron Glenn talk about Breece Hall at the meetings, and he said that it's going to be more of a 3 type of committee out of the backfield with Breece Hall, Braylon Allen, and Isaiah Davis, and some people took that and ran with it. People were like, oh, Breece Hall's stock's going down for fantasy football managers, but I think that's what the Jets want, right? We're moving towards the era of football where you need to have a running back by committee. Now, of course, there's bell cows out there that's successful, like the Saquon Barkleys, Derek Henrys of the world, and I think Breece Hall does have the talent to take on that workload, but let's be honest, man, Breece Hall hasn't lived up to the expectation that we all had as Jets fans when we drafted him. And I think a big reason for that was the unfortunate injury that he had. And I'm not saying that's an excuse, but in that 7-game sample size we saw of Breece in his rookie season, it looked like he was the best running back in the league. And then he comes out there after the torn ACL, the year after, he has like 1,500 all-purpose yards. This past season, kind of underwhelming season from his end. But hey, listen, there's a lot of stuff around him that I think is out of his control. And I still believe in Breece Hall. I really think that he has so much potential in this league, and I think he deserves an opportunity with this new Jets coaching staff and new style of offense with Justin Fields at quarterback, an opportunity to prove to be the guy that we drafted. I'd be excited about. But then if you look at it from this perspective of why this potential actually makes sense if the Jets look at it in this lens. Breece Hall is entering his rookie contract, his 4th and final year under contract, right? His contract year is coming up, which means he is a free agent after this season. He does not have a 5th-year option the Jets can pick up because he was a 2nd-round pick and not a 1st-round pick. And hint, by the way, reminder, Joe Douglas tried to trade up into the 1st round for Breece Hall because he wanted to get the 5th-year option, but he failed, ended up getting him in the 2nd. Breece Hall definitely provides a lot of value from a trade. I don't know what you're flipping him for. Is it draft picks? Is it a player? Is it a potential starter at right tackle? Is it a player on defense? Or is it just a draft pick? I don't know. But I'm currently sitting here personally wanting to keep Breece Hall. I don't know if you guys agree with me or not. Let me know in the comments. I still believe in him. I still think that he has untapped potential, and I'm scared that if the Jets trade him, he's going to break out on another team and become a stud because I really think that he is still young, and I believe in his dynamic playmaking ability, his vision, his ball carrying skills, his pass catching out of the backfield. And I think having Breece Hall, Braylon Allen, Isaiah Davis is a very good running back trio going into the season. But then, like I mentioned, what the Jets could be looking at is more of the long term, right? Do they have Breece Hall in their long-term plans? That's the main topic of the video that you have to really contemplate as a Jets fan, and what Darren Mougey and Aaron Glenn are contemplating. Do the Jets want to extend Breece Hall long-term after the season? Do they want to give him a franchise tag if he goes crazy? Do they want to give him a long-term extension? Because you know that the running back position is an interesting position that some people don't want to pay running backs. Some people are, some people aren't. So that's where you got to look at it. I believe in Breece Hall, and I want to see what he can accomplish this season with the Jets. But if you look at it from the long-term perspective, if the Jets don't want to extend him long-term, that's why he is being talked about in trade rumors, because he is entering his contract year. And I think that's why all these rumors and speculation is coming up. Now, Breece Hall did post something on X because obviously his name is circulating the internet right now. His name is in trade talks. And this is the picture he posted on X. I don't know. You can interpret that as you will. I guess that's him looking at his phone like, all right, I guess people are speculating I'm out of here. I really would prefer the Jets keep him. Here's a picture of Breece Hall and Braylon Allen in the offseason hanging out. It doesn't really mean much, but they do train together, and I still think Breece Hall has a lot of upside, and I really would prefer the Jets to keep him. Now, let's talk about Ashton Jeanty, though, as a prospect. Would it be worth drafting him at pick number 7 instead of a guy like Tyler Warren, instead of Armand Membu, instead of the guys that we've been talking about for a long time. Now, Ashton Jeanty is one of my favorite running back prospects coming out of college in a long time, and he is very unique in terms of his ability to take it the distance, break tackles, his balance. Like, he is built different, and you don't get a lot of running backs come out of college that's built like Ashton Jeanty. And if you want a potential of Ashton Jeanty and Braylon Allen, Isaiah Davis backfield with Justin Fields to build towards, because Jeanty is giving you that 4 to 5 year security at that position on cheap control, by the way. Whereas Breece Hall, if you want to have him for the next 3 to 4 years, you're going to have to pay a pretty expensive price, especially if Breece breaks out this year and the Jets got to extend him long term. I feel like Ashton Jeanty is a really unique weapon, and I look at this Jets regime right now where they're trying to go stylistically on offense. It's running the football, right? They want to establish a run game, and especially with Justin Fields at quarterback, providing that athleticism and mobility at that quarterback position. You got the offensive line set. 4 out of the 5 offensive linemen are starting, and I love all 4 of the offensive linemen the Jets have. Of course, we have a hole at right tackle that will be filled, and I got no worries about that. So I think the Jets are going to try to establish a run-first offense with Justin Fields at the quarterback spot. Now, the idea of Ashton Jeanty being the star of that running game is pretty exciting. I'm not going to lie. I really do like it. But then, do the Jets want to draft a running back that early? Is it worth it over guys that you can get a franchise right tackle, a really dynamic weapon in tight end with Tyler Warren, defensive tackle Mason Graham? There's so many other options the Jets can go, and there's a big debate that running backs is not that valuable. You don't want to draft them that high, but I will play devil's advocate here. The Detroit Lions, they did draft Jahmyr Gibbs, I believe 11th overall, somewhere around that range. So they, as a regime, they prioritize a running back position. They prioritize weapons, and they brought in Jahmyr Gibbs. And, of course, I bring that up because Aaron Glenn is coming from Detroit, so he was with the team that drafted a running back in the first round. You see what Jahmyr Gibbs is doing, and I think it's interesting. But this running back group in this draft is really deep. So say the Jets still want to trade Breece, and they get somebody else at the running back position to replace him later on in the draft. That's another option for this team. So I'm going to sit here and have my prediction that Breece Hall is going nowhere. I would hope that is the case, number one, and I think that it's worth keeping him for this season, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I think that will be a really roster-changing move, especially a ripple effect in the fan base where people will start questioning what Aaron Glenn and Darren Mougey is doing, because I think Breece Hall is beloved by the majority of Jets fans. We want to see Breece Hall succeed. He had that ACL injury. He's fighting his way back. He's a fan favorite, and I feel like Jets fans want Breece Hall to succeed here, and I want him to succeed here personally. I'm attached to him, but as a fan, that's what we do. We get attached to our players that we draft. So you guys let me know your thoughts. Do you think the Jets are actually going to do this? Because that would be absolutely a crazy move for Aaron Glenn and Darren Mougey to do in their first draft as New York Jets GM and head coach. You guys let me know in the comments your overall thoughts about the rumor and speculation. Again, this is a hypothetical discussion that Rich Tomini came up with. There's no real substance of reports that the Jets are considering doing this. But of course, it's hypothetical season when you're a few weeks away from the NFL draft, so we got to talk about it. You guys let me know in the comments. Hit the like button if you guys enjoyed, and let's go Jets. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Love you guys. Peace out.